What's up, my friends? Darren from the beauty shop. So today's video topic is relaxed hair is not black people trying to look white, and here's why. So the reason I'm dropping this article now or making this video now is I actually made this. I wrote this article back maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and I took it down because I didn't think people were ready for this type of information without me having to go back and forth and debating and trying to prove myself right. But now that a lot of information is coming out, with TikTok coming out with the latest information, a lot of guys are coming out with the information. People conscious level is raising, and they actually want this information. So I'm gonna drop this on you guys. Some of you might like it, some of you may not. So here we go. So relaxed hair is not black people trying to look white, and here's why. So relaxed hair has always been associated with the stigma of black women trying to look white. Historically, we've been led to believe that we relax our hair because we're trying to identify with the European. But what if I told you that we, the so-called black people, are the true Native American Indians? That's right, the American Aboriginal. We were here first, all right? I know that may sound a little strange to some people. It may be hard for some people to believe that some of you, the real Indians, were black or dark skinned, brown skinned, copper colored Indians. That was us. So there are many books and historical records to prove this, and you can do your own research and you're going to be surprised. All right. The deeper you dig, the blacker it's going to get. Let me just tell you that we invented everything. All right. So the pale faced Indian with the high cheekbones and the straight hair that Hollywood shows you are not what the Native Americans look like. All right, I'm back. Had to get the glasses and the lab coat on because it's about to get deep. All right, so that's right. So some of the ones that are living on the reservations today claiming to be native to this land are fake. Just Google the term $5 Indians and you can begin to uncover the truth about yourself that has been hidden all these years. Now, relaxing or straightening our hair was a cultural custom that was practiced and passed down from generation to generation long before any Aboriginal Native American Black Indian saw any European face on this land. So there is no way that we could be trying to look white. So the modern relaxer originated from the conch, which came from congaline, a hair straightening gel made by combining eggs, potatoes, and lye. Now, this hairstyle was popular with black men in the 1920s on up to the 1960s. Now, how did our ancestors create this lye product, you might ask? So long before the colonizers came, the Native Americans, the copper-colored Indians, yes, we used the process called nixtamalization to treat maize or corn, which is used to make the product hominy. You might have heard of hominy grits. Old schoolers may have. So our ancestors discovered that by soaking the corn in a solution called lime or wood ash lye water, it would soften or burn the hulls of the corn kernels. So they soon discovered that this lye could be used for many things. For example, they found by using the lye water on the bark of a tree, it would soften the fibers and remove the sap that would make the bark hard. Now, after boiling the strips of bark and shaving them down to small pieces, the bark fibers could then be used to make all kinds of things like ropes, lines, nets, mats, baskets, bags, belts, straps, and shoes, just to name a few. Very creative. We are very creative. We invented everything. Let me just say that. So there was so back to making the relaxed gel. So there was an ancient custom that was famous with several of the southern tribes where they would take this lye water and create a hair gel by mixing eggs and potatoes to obtain certain hairstyles for religious or cultural practices. So after the colonizers invaded and took over the land, they created several laws that prohibited any of these tribes from participating in their religious or cultural customs. And pretty much, if not all of the majority of the culture was lost due to the slavery and the takeover there. So eventually the practice was of relaxing the hair was passed down without us really knowing where it came from. So let's fast forward to 1910, where we learned that Garrett Morgan, aka Big Chief Morgan, or Big Chief Mason, I'm sorry, he was the first to take out a patent on the first straightening product, on the first hair straightening product, later known as the relaxer. Now, it's important to remember the name Big Chief Mason. Why? Because Garrett Morgan always claimed his heritage as a full blooded Indian from Walpole Island. Now, somehow this tradition of straightening the hair was passed down to Garrett, who often used the product on himself, and he was smart enough to take advantage of this knowledge by taking out a patent on it. He was also responsible for the creation of other amazing inventions, as you may know, like the three-point traffic light, the smoke hood, and many other devices he invented to help modernize America. So history tells us that this straightening product was invented by Garrett, but unbeknownst to many, it was already being used among many of the Southern people of color years prior. So the majority of Europeans and other cultures who immigrated to America, they only became familiar with this hairstyle and the product through the Hollywood movie scene and the media scene that was established in 1923. And of course, there was a black man who invented the Hollywood movies, the movie scene, the motion pictures, the Oscars. That's where that comes from. Oscar Michaud, another invention by us. We invented everything. So back to the story. So many became aware of this product and the relaxed hairstyle because of the newly found mass media outlets, as I stated before. So this style was worn in just about every film and musical. So many so-called blacks learned the tradition from their barber or their father growing up, but many lost knowledge of it early in the usage and many of the Native American tribes. So you still think that by relaxing your hair, you're trying to look white and you're going against your culture? If you do, you are sadly mistaken. Now you know that straightening our hair was a cultural practice being done long before any European colonizers came to this land. All right, this is Darren from darrensbeautyshop.com. Stay beautiful, my friends. Peace.